I gotta know, are you team love cilantro or hate cilantro? Well, whether you love it or hate it, cilantro is one of the greatest things to grow in the kitchen garden. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It is a beneficial plant for your kitchen garden that brings in great insects and predator insects, and it's so good for you, even if you don't like it. Besides, even if you don't eat the leaves, you can eat the seeds. And in this video, I want to teach you how to grow your own cilantro seeds, otherwise known as coriander. So you never have to never have to buy cilantro seeds again, which if you hate it, you probably don't want to, but that's beside the point. All right, let's get into it. Hey there, my name is Nicole Burke and I love cilantro. I really do. I could eat it on every single dish. Not everyone. Pancakes, that would be weird. But salads, Mexican food, Thai food, Asian food, all the foods. I love cilantro and I love growing it in the garden. I also love the fact that it basically takes care of itself and reproduces itself. In fact, right here is cilantro from plants that I planted from seed that came from plants I planted last year. And those plants were from seeds from plants that I planted the year before. And it goes on and on and on. In fact, since probably 2013, I don't think I've bought cilantro seeds, and I've been growing it every season since. Cilantro loves to produce seed. It's like the only thing it seems to want to do. In fact, there's all kinds of people, all kinds of gardeners doing their best to keep cilantro from bolting because it just seems to only want to do just that. So once your cilantro has bolted, no need to fear. You can plant some more, and you're also going to get a ton of coriander or cilantro seed from the results. I love to add coriander to salads and stews and sauteed dishes. It's really a great little spice that you can cook with and bring into almost any kind of dish. So I just want to show you my process for saving cilantro seeds. So first, I'm going to put this over here on my trellis. Well, maybe not, because it's going to drop seed everywhere. I'm going to show you what the plant looked like when it bolted. So these plants were all here in the center. If you missed, we have some other. I did a video actually all about keeping cilantro from bolting on our channel, so you can check that out. But this is that same cilantro that we made the video with, and you can see it all has officially bolted. So all these little green pods, they are cilantro seeds in the making. Also, you can eat them just as they are green. They have like this nice little spicy freshness to them. So I let these grow all the way until almost all the flowers, you can see these tiny little white flowers. The tiny little white flowers turn into seed. I let them keep growing until they've finished that process. And then when it's kind of unruly and taking up too much space, I come in and cut these right at the base. So I did this for those other plants just the other day, and I'm just gonna literally cut right here at the base of the plant so I get the entire thing, just like that. Now we've had some pretty hot days here, actually very hot, like in the 90s for Chicago. That's pretty hot for July. And we haven't had rain. So what I actually did, I'm gonna show you, we'll walk back here. I have this little old picket fence in my garden. And so I actually just took these branches, and I'm gonna do that with this one too. I took these branches and I went back here and I just tucked them in the pickets. So I just put them just like this. It's this handy little holder. You kind of have to put a lot all at once to hold it. And I just did it just like this. So in my old home in Houston, we had a bigger, tall fence. And so I would just take some twine and tie them on the fence like this. But it's just a super simple way to let the plant completely die off and let the coriander start to dry out. So you could go ahead and use this if your goal is not to create seed. You can use and eat these little green balls, right now. But I'm looking to make a lot of coriander seed. So you can see the process, what happened. This was literally, I think I pulled those plants 2 days ago. And you can see in such a short time, they were all green, just like the one I just showed you. And now they have all turned brown. So I'm gonna let these stay here for a few more days until I don't see any more green on the stems. And then I will bring these inside or just kind of a clean place. And generally this is a task I give to my kids, but it's just something, and they have to be pretty dry. So these probably aren't quite dry enough, but you literally just take your hand and you rub them off the stem. Now if you wanted to, you could just store them stem and all, but I generally like to do this. And then once I've done this process, I'll get a strainer, a kitchen strainer, and pour them through it. And generally all that little chaff, the little extra parts from the seed pods, that will fall off, and then I can store just the coriander. Now I do end up crushing the coriander a little bit in this situation, so I try not to do that too much. But that is how you do it. Now this coriander needs to rest. It's not ready to be planted right away. So this is coriander for next year, not coriander for this year. So I'll use more of the seed I have from last year's harvest to plant more cilantro for the fall. So when our temps get a little bit less than they are right now with all the sweat, I'll plant one more round of cilantro to have through the fall season, but I'll save these for the next year. So that, my friend, is how you will never, ever, ever have to buy cilantro seeds again. This is all from just 3 plants. These are all the seeds that I've collected. So I'm guessing this is probably 1,000 seeds. If not 1,000, it's at least 500. So I'm thinking I'm good on cilantro for probably the rest of my life. So I better love it. So whether you love it or hate it, you gotta let me know in the comments if you do love it or hate it, and if you've tried collecting your own cilantro seed too. I'd love to hear your own experience. And if you have questions, let me know. If you're interested in growing your own food and harvesting from your garden all the time, making the garden like an important, normal part of your everyday life, you got to check out Gardenary 365. It's our new membership where we help you build into your life daily habits that make the garden the center of your life. So that you're eating better, getting outside, exercising, and filling up on all this garden good stuff. So you can find out more about it at the link below this video, and come join us inside of Gardenary 365. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.